Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing great today, because we've got one of the wildest NFL stories of the year to break down. If you've been following the league at all, you know the name Micah Parsons. He's been the face of the Dallas Cowboys defense ever since he was drafted, an absolute game wrecker, and one of the most dominant young defenders in football. Well, in a stunning twist, the Cowboys have officially traded Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, you heard that right. The news dropped just days before the season kicks off, and fans across the NFL are still picking their jaws up off the floor. So let's dive into this, because this deal is massive on so many levels. First, the trade details. The Cowboys sent Parsons to Green Bay, and in return they're getting Pro Bowl defensive tackle Kenny Clark along with 2 first-round picks in 2026 and 2027. That's a lot of value, no doubt. But on the flip side, the Packers didn't just acquire Parsons. They immediately gave him a historic new contract for years, $188 million, with around $120 million guaranteed. That's nearly $47 million a year, making him the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history.
Think about that.
We're talking about a defensive player earning quarterback-level money. Do you think Parsons is worth that kind of investment? Now, here's where things get even more interesting. This move didn't just come out of nowhere. Parsons had been in tough negotiations with the Cowboys all offseason. On August 1st, he actually requested a trade after feeling disrespected by being excluded from talks where his own future was being discussed without his agent. He made it clear he wasn't demanding anything outrageous. He just wanted fairness. Still, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones insisted for weeks that Parsons would not be traded. But as the situation got worse, Jones eventually decided that moving him was in, quote, the best interest of the organization. Do you agree with that call? Or do you think Dallas just gave away their best player in his prime? The reactions have been mixed. ESPN graded the deal as A-B+ for the Packers and A-C+ for the Cowboys. Meanwhile, CBS Sports called it an A+ for Green Bay, comparing Parsons to none other than Reggie White, the legendary pass rusher the Packers signed in 1993. That move helped deliver a Super Bowl to Green Bay back then. Could history be repeating itself here? Let's take a step back and remember just how good Parsons has been in Dallas. Since coming into the league in 2021, he's racked up over 52 sacks in just 4 seasons. He won Defensive Rookie of the Year, made 4 Pro Bowls, and earned 3 All-Pro nods already. And here's a crazy stat. Only he and Reggie White have ever managed 12 or more sacks in each of their first 4 seasons. That's the level of dominance we're talking about. How do you replace that kind of production? Honestly, can you replace it at all? Now, let's look at what this means for both teams. For the Cowboys, they lose their defensive cornerstone, but they do gain Kenny Clark, who's a rock-solid defensive tackle, plus 2 future first-round picks. That gives them flexibility to rebuild certain areas of their defense and maybe even position themselves for a quarterback down the road if things don't work out with Dak Prescott. Still, Cowboy fans have to be wondering if this move sets them back years. For the Packers, though, this is a straight-up win-now move. Parsons joins a front 7 that already has Rashawn Gary, Devontae Wyatt, and Karl Brooks. That's a terrifying combination. Suddenly, the Packers' defense looks like one of the most dangerous in the league, and they've just made themselves serious Super Bowl contenders. When's the last time Green Bay made this bold of a move? Honestly, maybe not since the Reggie White signing. And it begs the question, could Parsons be the final piece that pushes them back to the top of the NFC? And then, of course, there's the rivalry factor. The Cowboys and Packers don't play each other every season, but when they do, it's always heated. Now you've got Parsons lining up against his old team. Can you imagine the headlines the next time Dallas and Green Bay meet? That game is going to be circled in red on every fan's calendar.
So what do you think?
Did the Cowboys make a smart long-term decision, or did they just give up on a generational player too soon? And do you think Parsons will live up to his massive contract in Green Bay and become the piece that brings another Lombardi trophy back to Wisconsin? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one, so drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more NFL updates and deep dives just like this. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.